Good morning, hello, and welcome to our time of worship today. Let us begin our time of worship by preparing our symbols. So, as we place the Bible, we think of God the Father, and we say, Father, we are here. We are here for you. As we place the cross, we think of Jesus, God's Son, and we say, Jesus, we are here. We are here for you. And as we light the candle, we think of God, the Holy Spirit. And we say, Holy Spirit, we are here. We are here for you. So today we're thinking about our Christian value of trust. Trust is so very, very important. We have to be able to trust the right people. And for me, that means also trusting God and God's power. Today I'm going to share you a story, and this story is about Daniel. Now, I'm going to read the story to you. I hope you enjoy it. It may be one you're familiar with, but it does make a fantastic story. Daniel and the lions. Daniel missed his home in Jerusalem, but he wanted to please God wherever he was, and so he worked hard at all the jobs he was given. In fact, he worked so hard that he became one of the king's special helpers. But he never forgot about God, and he never failed to pray to him morning, noon and night. Now some of the king's men were jealous of Daniel. They wanted his job for themselves, so they talked the king into making a new law, a law which said, no one, but no one, is allowed to pray to anyone but the king himself. We've got Daniel now, his enemies laughed. Ha ha. And so they had. For the very next morning, Daniel knelt by his window, bowed his head and prayed. But he prayed, of course, not to the king, but to God. Thank you for taking care of us in this faraway land, he prayed. Forgive us and take us back to our own land soon. But Daniel's enemies were watching him, and before he could even open his eyes, they grabbed him and dragged him in front of the king. The king was very sad, very sad. He liked Daniel, but he couldn't break his own law. Daniel must be punished. Throw him into the lion's pit, he sighed. But even as the king gave the order, he whispered a prayer that no one else could hear, a prayer to Daniel's God, that somehow Daniel might be saved. The pit was dark. The pit was deep. The lions covered its floor like a shaggy, growling carpet, and they leapt to their feet in a second when Daniel landed amongst them. They licked their lips. They showed their teeth. Their eyes shone bright and fierce, and they opened their mouths and moved towards their dinner. And then they stopped. "Shoo! Scat! Go away!" shouted a voice right behind Daniel. The lions' mouths snapped shut, their tails drooped, and they whimpered away to the corners of the cave. Slowly, Daniel turned around and looked up to the face of an enormous angel. "Nothing to worry about now," the angel smiled. "God sent me to watch over you. Why don't you get some sleep?" The next morning, the king was really cheerful when he discovered that Daniel was still alive. "Pull Daniel out," he ordered his men. "And while you're at it, take the men that talked me into that silly law and dump them in the pit instead." The king placed his arm around Daniel's shoulders and walked him back to the palace. Meanwhile, Daniel's enemies cried for help, and the lions enjoyed their unexpected breakfast. This is, of course, Bob Hartman's version in the Storyteller Bible. But I think you'll agree that the story shares the trust that Daniel placed in God, and that God didn't let him down. And actually, the king also placed his trust in God and decided that the law was a silly law. He wasn't the important one. So let us reflect for a moment. Daniel was placed in great danger, but he prayed and he sought help from God. Who would you turn to if you were frightened? Who would you turn to if you were scared? Let's just reflect on that. And what might you do to make things feel better? God doesn't always answer our prayers in exactly the way we thought, but for Daniel, he did, and that was fantastic. Now, I'm going to ask you, or invite you, to join me in prayer. You may look at the candle, or you may place your hands together in one of our ways. I invite you to pray. Dear Lord Jesus, we thank you for all that you do for each and every one of us. We thank you that we have a loving God in whom we can place our trust. We thank you that there are adults there to help and guide us when things are tricky. Thank you for all the people in whom we can trust, knowing that you are by our sides always. Amen. And let us join together now in the words of the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. I hope that you are never faced with a pit full of lions. I don't think there are many around here. But remember, there are always people in whom you can put your trust when things are difficult. And remember also that you can put your trust in God. Have a lovely day. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Thank you.